Hey guys, welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Today we're going to launch this rocket into space and return this first stage back to the launch site, similar to SpaceX. If you saw the recent launch of the NRO satellite on Monday morning, they had some of the most awesome space launch footage you'll ever see in your life. You have to check it out. In my case here, got my first stage. It's got a huge twin bore and a big fuel tank, and this service bay here, which controls the second stage. Once you separate, with the little controller there, and a stabilizer and some batteries. But that doesn't kick on until you separate, and then you reselect it in the map menu, or the map thingy. Second stage, got a skipper, I think, and a couple tanks, some science experiments, and the mobile processing lab, and the crew capsule. And these guys will not be returning to Earth until I can figure out how to dock with them. So that'll be fun to learn. I have not done that yet, so who knows if that'll work. Alright, I think I've got to always check your staging here. It really sucks to get up in space and realize you screwed that up, which I've done many times. So, we're going to give it a shot here. I'm going to get as close as I can back to the launch site. I'm not trying to land on the pad or anything. I'll take what I can get, because it's very hard to get super accurate when you're just a guy and not a computer. Full thrust, stability on, and fire. Going to kick it over just a hair right at the beginning, and then kick on prograde. Got to keep an eye on that, making sure it doesn't kick over too fast. We've got to go up fairly steep because we need to get that first stage turned off as soon as we can, otherwise we'll run out of fuel. I think we're doing okay there. I'm going to hold it on that for a little bit longer. Yeah, looks like it's about the right trajectory I want. Something like that. So we'll just follow this up, and we're going to go up to an apoapsis of about 80,000 meters. And the reason being is I need to have that first stage above the atmosphere, otherwise I cannot control it, I cannot click back to it for some reason, I don't know why. And you can't click back to it if you're under acceleration either, so we have to get that second stage and the mobile lab into somewhat of an orbit. But we'll worry about that here in a second. And 80, so hit X, and we'll separate, fire, sixth stage, thrust, and immediately kick it over, and we are going to go hard towards a somewhat circular orbit. Full thrust, I guess that'll help. We're going to keep an eye on this. It's going up, so I don't want this getting too high, so every once in a while I'm going to kick back and just kind of nudge it down a little bit, going back and forth. And I don't have a ton of fuel, so I don't want to get a really hugely eccentric orbit. Is that the right word? Where your apogee is way higher than your perigee. So got 91, still going up, so I can kick it down a little bit more. Going back down a little bit. And hold it on that for a second. There it goes back up again. So I think we're doing good. And I'm going to kick it off right about there. 64, we'll do a little bit more. 70. That should be enough for now. How much fuel did we have left? Not very much, so we won't get a perfect orbit out of this, but that's fine. We'll learn. Alright, now since that's above the atmosphere, I can switch back to it. And immediately I'm going to hit A and go directly to the west. I've been very careful about not turning this thing or getting it off axis. So I want it to stay on line, not have to worry about it too much. Now I'm going to fire the engines. So I'm still pretty straight. I'm going to fire the engines a little bit faster than that. Huh? There we go. Sure what my problem was there. And I'm going to cut this off right about here. Should be about right. You might think you'd want to have it land over here. The problem is this planet is turning, much like Earth. And this peninsula here, where the Space Center is, will rotate underneath my impact point, theoretically. So I'm going to go, before I had to kick it over to the right just a little bit, I'm just going to let it ride in. I might be off to the left a little bit, but that's fine. I'm not trying to get super accurate, I'm just trying to show you the basics. So we'll hit retrograde and then we'll speed it up and ride it in and see if we can land without exploding. We've got maybe 2 or 3 successful landings out of probably 50 tries. So odds of success are not great, but I should give it a shot. Alright, we're in the atmosphere here. I don't really need to hit the engines to slow down. The atmosphere is going to do a good enough job. So I'm just going to write it down, make sure I'm on retrograde. And then right at the end there, I need to kick it over to stability assist. I'm going to turn the engines on, kick them on a little bit, and then I'm watching that surface velocity and making sure I don't get too crazy here. Back it down a little bit, kick it up a little bit, gear down, back it down. So I want to watch, and right when that yellow circle for the retrograde gets over the middle, I'm going to kick it over. Now we're on stability and fire it up. Shit. Come on. Yeah, that's good. Come on, baby. Oh no! Shit. Well, we got pretty damn close. Alright. Part of it survived. Can you recover that? Yeah. Well, we've recovered part of it. I'll count that as a success. I had it there, but I just lost it. Alright, we'll finish the orbit of the new space station lab thing, and then we'll call it a day. So we're done there. We'll go to the tracking station, and we'll pick up the recovery experiment heavy space station. And try to fix this orbit the best we can. It's not going to be perfect because I'm almost out of fuel, but I'll try to circularize it the best I can. So we'll go over the apoapsis maneuver. I have no idea what the difference between apoapsis and apogee is. I've got to look that up. I'm sure there's a subtle difference, but it's lost on me at the moment. So that's close enough for what I'm trying to do. I want to warp to the next maneuver, turn this on maneuver, and we'll see how close we can get. And that's close enough. Let's see. Turn that on. Full thrust. We're going to do pretty good. Turn down the thrust. That's pretty darn good. The So we end up 350, 359. Fuck, I'll take that. Take that all day long. Alright. Get rid of the second stage. Sure. And let's see. Send some solar panels, I guess. And let's see if we can start research. No scientists present. Transfer crew. So we'll transfer our. Which one's the scientist? Whoops. I don't have a scientist? Holy shit. Well, that's a lesson to learn. Bring up a scientist when you want to do this. Alright guys, I'm going to have to learn how to dock and get a scientist on board. That'll be fun. Alright, thanks for watching guys. See ya.